Welcome to the Seventh Dispensation Podcast. Today we're going to be reading the Divine Revelation called the Alpha Quran, and the chapter that we are reading from is called The Science of Motion. And the book says this: the same life force that created the heavens and the earth in the beginning is the same life force that exists in the original people today. Now, earlier we talked about the life force, and I told you that the life force was the intelligence of the atom. That's the life force, the intelligence. So it says that the same life force that created the heavens and the earth in the beginning is the same life force that exists in the original people today. Also, through the genes of the original people, we have been receiving instructions from the Creator, because the full essence of God has always existed in the genetic coding of the human family. Now let me touch up on that real quick. Now we're talking about the life force. We're talking about the intelligence, right? And we're talking about receiving instructions from God. And we're talking about the full essence of God existing in the genetic coding of the human family. See, now let me go into this for a minute, because I want y'all to understand about receiving instructions from God and about the essence of God existing in the genetic coding of the human family, right? Now, mankind, the Caucasian race, they do not have the same genetic coding that we have. I told you in the 60s, they took their blood and they took our blood and they examined the blood and they saw that the blood types were different. They said that our blood had something in it called humus, called pigmentation, and that they were without humus or pigmentation. And they are without the genetic coding. They are without the essence of God in their body. This is why they have no idea who God is. They don't have no idea of who God is. Even when you go to the Bible, right? Remember when Jacob was wrestling with the angel of God? He asked the angel, like, what is your name? Oh, no, they say he was wrestling with God. Right. And he asked God, what is your name? Jacob asked God, what is your name? In that Bible. And according to the Bible, God responded by saying, why you asking my name? Right. And God never told Jacob his name. What he did was change Jacob's name to Israel. But God never told Jacob his name. And you can't find nowhere in that Bible where God told any of them his name. Even Jesus never let his disciples or the people see his God. He never told them his God's name. He used to always say, according to the Bible, that Jesus was going to pray or going off somewhere by himself when he went to talk to God. He never talked to God in front of his disciples or in front of the people. But they do say that when he went to meet with God, he met with someone named Elijah and Moses. You know, and it says that when Jacob met God, he was wrestling with him. And even when Abraham met God, he didn't tell Abraham his name. And he went to Abraham's house and ate with him, but he never told Abraham his name in that Bible. When he went to Sodom and Gomorrah and met with Lot, he never told Lot his name. This is why they do not know the name of God. This is why they found some letters on the wall, YHWH, and then they added to the letters and made up a name. This is why they got so many different names of God. Like, what is his name? Is his name Yahweh? Is his name Jehovah? Is his name Elohim? Is his name Jesus? Is his name? You know, they got 1,000, Yahshua. You know, they got like 1,000 names for God. Because they have no idea who or what God is. So they made up a God and said, hey, God in the sky somewhere. Because they knew that if they said that God was in the sky, nobody could prove if what they were saying was true or false. Because, like, in the sky where? Like, you just got to keep going. You just way up there somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? But we never believed in nothing like that. We have always believed that the true essence of God existed in our genetic coding. We have always believed in the God within. We have always believed that we were the full manifestation of God. And this is why they destroyed our knowledge of self. They destroyed our knowledge of God. And they took all of our scribes and scrolls and information that we had and destroyed it. And rewrote it and made a spook mystery God that nobody know where he at, nobody know what he looked like or nothing. And the worst people on the earth is the ones who taught us about that God. The worst people in the world taught us about God, and we accepted it. Now let's get back into this book. This is a message for the universe, for all of the chosen ones. It says, now the question is, why did God create the physical form? First, we must understand that spirit and matter have always been combined and cannot be separated. The hydrogen atom was a vessel for the spirit or intelligence of God to travel, but it was not the best vessel for God's purpose. A spirit is the expression of one's knowledge, and it was the Spirit of God which created the greatest vessel for his mind or intelligence to travel in. That vessel is the human form. This was all done for the purpose that God may be known. See, we have always believed in a God that we knew. We have never believed in a spook mystery God. We have never believed in a God that we don't know what he looked like. We don't know where he at. We have never believed in that until they destroyed us, destroyed our knowledge and our wisdom.